Let's go Londo. Once again I am back guys. थोड़ा सा guys थोड़ा glitch हो गया जिसकी वजह से स्ट्रीम वाली एंड हो गई थी. Once again I am back guys. Once again I am back. Top 6 स्ट्रीम बची है guys. Let's go. R8 played very well बे. 70 पॉइंट. कारा 12 किल. ये फोड़े. ये गया. नॉक. बोला ना नॉक. गिरते साथ ही पता चल जाता है भाई. परफेक्ट ग्रेनेड डालते हैं लोंडे. ये लोंडे एकदम परफेक्ट ग्रेनेड डाल रहे हैं एकदम परफेक्ट. सो सॉरी गाइस. सो सॉरी. थोड़ा मैं कॉल आ गया था. मेरा अर्जेंट कॉल आ गया था. इम्पोर्टेंट कॉल था. कॉल मिस नहीं कर सकता. मम्मा का कॉल है भाई. मम्मा को कॉल मिस नहीं करने का. किसका भी कितना भी इम्पोर्टेंट काम कर रहे हो घर से कॉल आते तो पहले कॉल उठाओ. फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी फैमिली. ओके. सो वंस अगेन गाइस इंट्रो दे देता हूं आप लोग के लिए. सो हे गाइस व्हाट्स अप. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. आई होप एवरीवन डूइंग वेल. वंस अगेन आई एम बैक विद अनदर लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग और वॉच पार्टी के साथ तुम्हारा भाई फिर से वापस आ चुका हूं. लेट्स गो गाइस. गेम पे फोकस करते हैं. यूएलएफ वर्सेस R8 की फाइट हो गई. 2 पीपल स्टिल वाचिंग माय स्ट्रीम. थैंक यू सो मच मेरी जान. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग. लाइक करो बे. लाइक करो. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग मींस अ लॉट. वॉच पार्टी करेगा अपन PMGC PUBG मोबाइल ग्लोबल चैंपियन 2025. लेट्स गो. डे 2 गाउंटलेट का डे 2 है गाइस. जो टॉप 7 टीम आएगी और डायरेक्टली फाइनल के लिए क्वालिफाई हो जाएगी. और कल लास्ट दिन है. आज डे ऑफ कमबैक है मींस डे 2. लेट्स गो. सॉरी फॉर सेकंड लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग स्टार्ट किया गाइस क्योंकि थोड़ा सा कॉल आ गया था. इंपॉर्टेंट कॉल आ गया था. लेट्स गो. ग्रेनेड देखो बे. ग्रेनेड देखो. नॉक. अरे नाइस. स्प्रे देख रहे हो लोंडे.
Yeah, I mean, for TRX, this is a freebie game, right? They haven't really done much whatsoever. This is one of those games that just gets gifted to you now and again. I think
ये नॉक देख रहे हो. DRX आ गई भाई. DRX आ गए अपने प्राइम फॉर्म में गाइस. लेट्स गो.
Maybe even I'd go ahead and say OG on that north side. I think that there's like
DRX आ गई फॉर्म में भाई. आई थिंक ये हांगकांग या नॉर्थ कोरिया की टीम है. नॉर्थ साउथ कोरिया की नॉर्थ कोरिया आइडिया नहीं बट है यही कहीं की.
I'm surprised that they haven't moved anyone up to the wall yet or moved out a little bit. They're kind of allowing ground here a little bit. Maybe timid.
2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much मेरी जान आने के लिए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. NT for OG guys. Nice try. 5 पॉइंट आया ये मैच में. 5-3 8 2 मैच में 8 पॉइंट. ठीक है. एक अच्छा बड़ा मैच कन्वर्ट किए ना. 15-20 पॉइंटर का ना गाइस. चिल करो. एकदम चिल करो. डे 2 भी समझो अच्छा गया है. होप फॉर द बेस्ट फॉर आवर कंट्री टीम OG और ओंगटॉन गेमिंग. लेट्स गो. लेट्स गो. अभी देखते कौन चिकन कन्वर्ट करता है. R8 और OG की फाइट हो रही है. डेंजर.
Yeah, I think that they hope during that knock, I mean, 2 angles is all that DRX has there because one's taken up on the res, that they could finish out this fight as quickly as possible. The blues being a big issue. CEO able to hit a nasty nade again. I think this is the game for Kara.
इतना क्लोज था ना.
A little bit too much. That's a wild nade coming through, goes straight onto the outer edge of the zone, but smokes is all that's in the way between Kara and R8 in this moment, and finally DRX starts to make a move.
I say flex is
2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much मेरी जान. Love you. Thanks for coming.
DRX starting to get low on nades. They've only got 7 left. R8 are up to the wall.
Oh,
they've allowed
nice grenade. Kara CEO. Nice grenade बे. एक ही ग्रेनेड में 2 को नॉक फिनिश बे. DRX वर्सेस कारा. लेट्स गो. 16 टीम नॉक. अरे कारा नॉक. रे कार पे सर्कल का एडवांटेज है गाइस.
DRX feeling very cold off this team. They've not done too much. It's the 4v3.
और रश कर दिया डीआरएक्स वाले. नाइस. अगर ये नॉक हुआ, यून भी नॉक हुआ तो गई यारा. अच्छा इस पे ग्रेनेड नहीं है. और नाइस. बिन बे 1 एचपी पे 1 नॉक. 3v1. लेट्स गो. लेट्स गो. डीआरएक्स से चिकन आ गया गाइस. वेल प्लेड लोंडो. वेल प्लेड. एक सेकंड वेट अ सेकंड. अजान के बाद आता हो गाइस वापस.
Every single buckle blows the back of that backpack in those final moments for Hyunbin. But the fact that he stays alive actually is the thing that gives him the chance, because so much time was wasted there. Kara versus Hyunbin. I think if they get that knock, there's a potential for 3v4. I think Kara was really feeling that game, but still, 19 points. That's a 25-point game coming through from Kara. Incredible scenes here at Gauntlet.
A massive jump up for Kara. It's got to feel real good to be able to leapfrog all the way up the tables that they have just done. We've been waiting for it. We've seen some stuff from them previously in their regional positions, but now sort of a little bit lacking. They did have third place towards the end of yesterday, but it is good to see them finding a little bit more power into these situations.
Absolutely. I think for Kara, again, they played it well. They had strong players on side. They're not the most well-known players in the world from that particular region, but they have all played for multiple veterans of the game. It's very good to see.
गुड गेम फॉर डीआरएक्स यार. फर्स्ट चिकन आया गाइस डीआरएक्स का आज के दिन.
In the meantime, we'll see what the desk have to say about that match.
बिन भाई. ये भाई टॉप रहेगा रे. सुइज QXZZ XC. क्या हो रहा है बे? ये लोग सब ठीक चल रहा है.
Down in 15th place, so desperately needed a chicken dinner, and they get one right here, right now. Maxman, why was this game so different for DRX? What made them get the chicken dinner as opposed to their performance pretty much for the rest of the tournament so far?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't ask that question. They got circle gifted. you weren't coming. Unfortunately, it is a win they desperately needed. Okay,
15th प्लेस पे थी भाई डीआरएक्स और उनको बहुत डिनर की नीडेड थी.
Luckily enough, they do go for that big push onto the side of Kara, as you can see here in this finishing blow moment, and they do get himself some really good swarm moments around Pozo, get himself the wrap up, and
डीआरएक्स हेड्स ऑफ यू यार.
definitely circle black. And
4 एलिमिनेशन, 1 एलिमिनेशन, 2 चाइजियल ने एक भी नहीं किया, एक नॉक किया है.
As you stated before we go on the desk here, that give them a little bit more of a confidence boost to finally initiate that ascent in the rankings.
I 100% think that's the case because of the way they switched the flip.
4 एलिमिनेशन में 141 का डैमेज. सेक्सी का देखो, सेक्सी डैमेज देखो 616. हिनबिन 373. आईजीएल साहब 233. अच्छा इसने 4 नॉक किया, उसने फिनिश लिया.
We've come back to where we need to be. Now let's go forward the way we want to play. So I really am hopeful.
Sexy CYXAE sexy कह दे लोंडे डायरेक्टली इसको तो फिर.
I love his expression on this.
अभी नेक्स्ट मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है गाइस कुछ ही देर में. पहला मैच टीटी ने चिकन मारा. सेकंड मैच इन लोग का चिकन हो गया डीआरएक्स का. थर्ड मैच देखते किसका होता है. होप फॉर द बेस्ट कि अपने टीम लेके जाए चिकन. थर्ड मैच गाइस रुको 2 मिनट रुको. अजान हो रही है. आई एम बैक आफ्टर द अजान.
Just comes your way and you make the most out of it.
Hey, you know what? That's exactly what they did. I'll tell you one team that made the most out of it, even though they didn't get that such a circle blessing, and that was Kara. Oh my gosh, these guys went crazy, Neptura, especially that beautiful nade from CEO onto R8 to take out that side. Oh man, I mean, these guys went crazy. How do you feel about their performance here in this match?
I love it so much. This is the Kara I was expecting to see, Jukes. I mean, Look, I saw them yesterday. I went, they're not playing the way they usually play. They usually play center to edge, and they just weren't doing it. I was like, why? Then yesterday in the mirror match, we saw that a little bit more. Then we get to this game. Big split on the edge, 2-2 split mid-game to actually clear as much of the other circle, or the other teams in the circle as possible. Exactly what I wanted to see. They went back to their playstyle. They stopped letting, PMGC be a big pressure on them to change things up, and back to how they play, and look where it got them.
Team looking at these had a really bad time. It was out for 7. The line of rotation into those 2 players swimming into Nova itself didn't work out. Unfortunately, they were trying to get scrapped here and they got nothing for their troubles. As though on the northern side, we still did see for a bit. Aru clapping back versus Thundertalk. That was a really good double spray and getting 2 eliminations right away. Aru popping off as the IGL and clearly can be a fragger from time to time.
Clutch it. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we're talking about, the confidence that we're going to see from OG building up. I mean, how much more confidence can you get whenever you take out the top team in the lobby, right? So, I mean, OG, great game for them. We also saw, a little earlier, right? We saw GS be able to get the better up onto Virtus Pro. What do you think about that one, Max?
That was fun to see GS actually not go for APG. They understood we can share it, but Hodrix, what do you want to do when you have a perfect military island phase 1 circle? It's just like, well, we're going to have people are going to want to try and contest those locations away. But yeah, GS just showing themselves as a true contender. This is a team, Niptro, that qualified outside of PMSL MENA with a singular point difference, barely qualifying into PMGC. And this is a complete change-up. This team is looking way more confident, willing to take fights. They're not scared, which is definitely a true sign of success in their adaptation to this kind of lobby. And I do wonder, can they maintain it for the entirety of this PMGC season?
I would love to see that. You see them on the here on the map here now, but yeah, I think also Jafar has been such a key player for them. It's been really, really nice to see them coming through what needs.
गाइस देख रहे हो बता रहे हो लोग का पूरा गेम कैसे लोग ने खेला है.
Look at RA. They're like,
Dude, yeah.
I'm like, what?
I on that, man. What the heck?
And then
circle? We didn't play circle. What's the circle? I don't know.
Dude, they're still over there when the circle's that small is wild.
that late
Wow, I'm surprised they got as far as they
I was
got
born
then.
in it. Modified.
Guys, I'm back.
He picks a really good fight. Prestige had a really good off angle in that fight, North versus Orangutan.
Let's go.
It really set them up for success. And once they do clear Orangutan, they start holding on.
टॉप 4 टीम्स फर्स्ट पे का अच्छा ये जो स्टार्टिंग में भी
You had Kara. They can easily get the
टॉप 4 टीम जो लास्ट में एंड सर्कल में थी वो दिखा रहा था. आरा को 25 पॉइंट्स आए. अच्छा उनके किल्स 19 किल्स भाई 19 किल्स. हेड्स ऑफ यू गाइस. DRX 17 अपनी किधर है अपनी 5 #7 कोई ना एक प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट नहीं.
We were waiting for them.
#7 आने के बाद भी प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट नहीं. व्हाई?
To put up a good game. This is what we were talking about, Neptune, right? We knew that we were going to see some squads perform, and they did not disappoint.
They haven't at all. It's nice to see Ulf as well in the top 5 of these points, right? That's another team we wanted to see more from. And, DRX, we talked about, they got the win. It was a little bit handed to them, all of this. It's still 17 points. And when the leaderboard is kind of close, as we've seen it, that is really what you need. So 17 points going to push them pretty far up those leaderboards, I think, and they'll be able to now use that as a springboard into the next match. So very excited to see what they've got coming for us.
Yeah, Kara, they landed over there in Novo, right? And they just started playing that edge style you were talking about, right, before Neptune. What do you think, when it comes to Kara, right? What's the difference between this game and playing that edge style versus, when we see them go center? Like, what do you think the big difference is for them?
For them, honestly, the difference between the two playstyles.
कल एके भाई ने क्या ही कवर दिया था भाई. एपीजे जियोल भाई को क्या नॉक दिया था. परफेक्ट कवर लेना बीजमा में परफेक्ट कवर कल एके भाई ने दिया था जब जियोल ओजी भाई को नॉक करके पूरा फिनिश कर रहा था. क्या कवर दिया था भाई एके भाई ने. इसको बोलते प्रॉपर मीरा मार में हुई थी फाइट गाइस. हिल के ऊपर था ये शेक उस पे और वो लोग कंपाउंड के ऊपर थे और इस गॉड बाय डाउन रिच पे थे. MVP कौन हुआ? भाई एके तो डेंजर है भाई अपना, एके अपना डेंजर है, एके ओपी बोलते हैं लौंडो, लेट्स गो।
This is an odd looking one, but zero healing again, showing that they were circle blessed. They didn't take any unnecessary fights. They went over few teams to like.
ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग आ गए गाइस।
Stick into the late game. Let's use it
टीटी
here. Work out.
3, ओ अपन 5वें पे आ गए बे, अपन हैशटैग 5 आ गए। टीटी 100, R8 76, Mad Bull 73, Kara 50, OG 51, Alpha 7 46, GS 46, DRX कहाँ गई है? हैशटैग 11, APG हैशटैग 15, गीक नीचे चली गई, EA नीचे 15, APJ 14, उल नहीं ULF 13, REG 12 and DRX 11, Wolf 10, DX 9 और हैशटैग 8 पे VP। हाई पे मोस्टली मतलब देखा जाए ज्यादा ही मतलब एक डिफरेंस नहीं है, क्लोज है सब, 4-5 3 4-5 8 ऐसे ही पॉइंट से डिफरेंस है बस। टॉप 4 प्लेयर्स कारा, सीओ कार, लेविस कारा, पोस्टर आर मूरी, ये मूरी ऐसा कर रहा है पाकिस्तान का है क्या इसको? नहीं नहीं वो पाकिस्तान में आईक्यू करके एक बंदा है।
Look at those scores earlier, right? Like even a win like from DRX is going 15th to 11th. So APG
से खेलता है वो लोग भी है आई थिंक सो, ग्रुप स्टेज वो लोग क्वालिफाई किए हैं।
Kara, I mean, they really need to shape their next game more like Kara, because Kara went from 11th all the way to 4th place. 4th.
Wow.
In one game.
That's crazy.
I mean, APG need to be looking at Kara now. I know I keep going on about them, but honestly, I mean, CEO coming in here, 6 eliminations. 6. Come on. We know APG can pull those numbers.
I want to talk about Mori for R8. This guy has been consistently on his top 4 player graphics, right? I mean, when you're looking at R8, you're looking at Ida, looking at Skuton, you're looking at Mark, into that some really good moments in day one. But no, Mori is clearly the setup player. I don't think it's intentionally made in a way that he is initially the fragger. He's just a player that goes, finds off angles to set up his team for success, and his off angles are genuinely, Hodrick, so good. He just gets 3 points, 3 eliminations every single time. So
लेट्स गो लौंडो, अभी सेकंड थर्ड मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है। 1 सेकंड एंगल,
it's been really paying dividends in these matches.
Well, you know, that's an interesting point here, right? Because Amori, he is definitely finding those off angles. You know, we saw in that later fight, though, one off angle that was from Prestige, right? Prestige was holding that huge off angle. I think that really that really set up that fight for them, right? What do you think about Prestige holding that off angle for so long? And then he finally grouped up with his team towards the end, right? But do you think that he should have held that there back a little bit longer, or do you think he joined up right on time with his team?
I think it was used perfectly, actually, in that fight, Hodges. The way he was playing it, relatively passive, I would say. He was just trying to keep Orangutan in check and stop Orangutan from bleeding over that ring.
तो यो व्हाट्स अप गाइस, कैसे हो आप लोग? मिस किया कि नहीं तुम्हारे भाई को? तुम्हारे भाई को मिस किया कि नहीं लौंडो? कि नहीं तुम समझो लौंडो की हालचाल? तुम्हारा भाई तुम्हारे इतना डेंजर वाली वॉच पार्टी लाया और तुम लोग सो रहे हो भाई, क्या ग्लिच हो रहा है मेरे को तो खुद नहीं समझ भाई। आपका आवाज बहुत ब्रेक हो रहा है,
Honestly, it is
मेरा आवाज ब्रेक हो रहा है।
time and time again.
आवाज
Wide grabs that just that cover.
कहूँगा भाई, लेट मी चेक।
So, you know, it is, if you have a team of all offensive
कुछ
players,
वॉइस इशू आ गया है लौंडो।
best strategy you can possibly have, just because it gives you that flexibility to do whatever you want and surprise them however you can.
So, looking at players, we've been on this one for a while. I don't know, CEO. Actually has, he was part of the rising older generation of Liverpool and still in that number. So CEO, I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to again put up the numbers and contest
hello
of maybe Regnum Kara moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, they already, they already passed them up, so they're feeling pretty dang good going into these final matches. I'm looking right now at the reports, right? Because with this next match, we're going to hit our halfway point here, right? So 7th place is that cutoff, Neptura. Looking on down, it's pretty
आई आवाज आई
close, right?
प्रॉपर
I mean,
आई
you can see pretty much. I mean, even Alpha.
सही हो गया
Being,
गाइस
they're all the way
एक्चुअली
down
वो
there.
मेरी
You know,
आवाज
14th
नहीं
place,
थोड़ा
27 points. That cutoff right now is
ब्रेक नहीं हो रही थी एक्चुअली वो गेम की जो वॉइस थी ना उसकी वजह से मेरी आवाज ब्रेक हो रही थी जो मैं देख रहा था चलो अभी मैं दूसरे चैनल पे देख रहा हूँ गाइस कोई बात नहीं अभी सही है ना अभी क्लियर हो गई रहेगी अभी आवाज मेरी क्लियर हो गई रहेगी थैंक यू सो मच
I honestly want to say like maybe one more game, but the way that the rest of the teams have been playing, I feel like we're starting to.
अभी सही हो गई गाइस अभी वॉइस सही हो गई सॉरी सॉरी थैंक यू सो मच यार इन्फॉर्म करने के लिए
So maybe one game is too late. I'm not entirely sure. I think it really.
4 लाइक थैंक यू सो मच यार थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग मेरी जान
So yeah, maybe they do have one game.
लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा गाइस डोंट फॉरगेट प्रेस द बेल आइकॉन थर्ड मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है गाइस जल्द ही थर्ड मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है
APG like one max.
अभी मेरी वॉइस सही हो गई
1-1 for breathing room, Max. Do you agree?
एक्चुअली
That's a decent sample
वो
size.
गेम में ही कुछ वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही थी जो दूसरे चैनल पे देख रहा था अभी चैनल स्विच किया हूँ
That comeback. I'm looking at E-Arena. I'm going to look at the team that's below them right now.
Yeah.
They're in 15th position.
Show some love, Londo, show some love.
26
Let's go.
themselves. It's not impossible for them to catch up to top, but I was very impressed with how E-Arena, the players individually especially, were playing back at
हाँ ये अपने लौंडे आतंकी बाजी आरू भाई एके भाई विस्गॉड भाई लेट्स गो लोंडो मारने का है
They've just not been able to follow through with those initial promises.
पंप रहो बे
as
पंप
earlier
रहो
this year. I'm hoping E-Arena can make it.
आरू भाई अभी भी सोच रहे हैं कहाँ कैसे रोटेशन लेने का है किसको कैसे देने का है
But if we don't see Arena make it, and maybe Xavier, if we go like worst case scenario for
APG डॉग टॉप
we need to see
refuse.
make it to the finals. Please, I'm
Ziol.
Please, I can't
भाई
tell
लोग
you
को
how
क्या
happy
हुआ
we
बे
are
लोंडे
to
लोग
start, before the tournament
फिर भी
started.
स्माइल कर रहे हैं
Man,
टेंशन नहीं है ना ग्रुप स्टेज भी है
here, right? And
ग्रुप स्टेज यहाँ से क्वालिफाई नहीं हुए तो ग्रुप स्टेज से हो जाएंगे बट मेरे को इनके ऊपर इतना बिलीव तो है
but hopefully EA
ये
can definitely-
मोस्ट कंसिस्टेंट टीम है इंटरनेशनल की जो हर टूर्नामेंट में क्वालिफाई होती है वर्ल्ड कप हो PMWC हो ग्लोबल हो कोई सा भी इंटरनेशनल फाइनल हो उसके लिए क्वालिफाई होते हैं
putting up double-digit points here
Fear-
now, if you want
fearless है
at top 7 because I mean you're right after a lot of these teams performing so
Vampire.
well you really can't wait towards tomorrow for sure.
Oh, absolutely not. It's going to be far too late for that. I mean, we have seen big things from.
Hope for the best.
Final day, 18.
चलो मैच स्टार्ट हो गया मैच स्टार्ट हो गया मैच स्टार्ट हो गया आई थिंक सो सब रेडी है एकदम ये लौंडे एकदम रेडी है अपने लौंडे लोग तो प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं कर रहे बे एकदम चिल है कोई टेंशन ही नहीं उनको देख रहे हो एकदम चिल है ऐसे ही रहने का बे
We've seen some things from them. It's a bit early just yet. No, they haven't.
REG भाई REG
But there is still time to do it. And I think so there's a lot of questions. I think in the lower half of the leaderboard because there's going to be the top
अपने लौंडे तो एकदम
that are just going to take advantage of that slowness now because they've already stepped up to the plate. Now that makes it a bit more difficult for the others.
I want to touch upon your point of Ulf stepping up a little bit, doing a bit more. They are
चालू लोंडो लेट्स गो
aggressive. I would like to see them be.
चालू होने वाला है जल्दी चालू होने वाला है
Again, you have like the rising star, and then many times Aaron. There was great play on Zeus last year during PMGC.
लेट्स गो लोंडो शो सम लव
Actually, I'm going to be very harsh here, Hodge. They're nowhere near the level of play that I know these guys can provide in these matches.
Sure.
They're nowhere near. I want to see a big change up because at this current pace, I don't think they deserve to be in the finals. So I need to see them at least attempt to take fights, and that alone would give me a little bit more hope that Ulf maybe can make it to the next step and reach the finals.
Well, that's totally fair. We've seen a lot of teams on that second page do it. Will Ulf be able to do it right here, right now? Let's see if it's going to happen. Let's go ahead and take it out over to John and Blank to wrap up the first half of the Gauntlet.
Alrighty, let's go for another Erangel. We'll see if we're going to get another military island. It would be interesting. It would be exciting. But we are going to be heading on in. My name is John Allen. With me is, of course, Blank.
लेट्स गो थर्ड मैच का फ्लाइट पाथ स्टार्ट हो गया गाइस वन मोर रैंगल लेट्स गो लोंडो
It's under control, but we'll have to maintain.
लेट्स गो फॉर अनदर लाइन
Situation that
रैंगल गाइस लेट्स गो फॉर द अनदर रैंगल
a win. I would much prefer
My name is Aman Khan.
Kara before.
The 19 Elim game was phenomenal. Very, very fantastic stuff to watch unfold. And I mean, overall, their game plan was pretty solid from start to finish. Sadly, weren't able to take on DRX. And again, it's from basically an open field with a couple of trees versus an entire compound. So DRX definitely had
higher pictures quality पे है guys. आप लोग को I hope कि आप लोगों को clear थी है.
The fact they were able to hold them off for so long, it's like one of those situations where Kara, if they don't get that initial couple of knocks on towards DRX, they don't finish off.
Drop clash तो नहीं है ना?
Both get swarmed by DRX in that end. But this is
Red Alpha 7.
Playing path, very kind one, first kind one we've seen today. We'll see where the circle ends up here.
अबे ये क्या है अपने लोंडो की VPG से वो है क्या?
Luckily for us, because the last one was
Sorry VP से अपना drop clash तो नहीं है. Circle तो अपना ही है, अपने पे ही है.
Of the map around Rozog, Taylor Hill area, just south of Yaz. So still Yaz field in this one, John, but plenty of fun compounds to play this one out.
Yeah, we are going to see maybe a little bit of a diversion for Thunder Talk. Of course, they are close to Kara though, so maybe a little bit of danger there. In general, we'll be keeping an eye on that Milta area. The circle.
Oh, APG डॉक ने दिया भाई. APG आ गए फॉल में. वुल्व्स के कूप्स को नॉक किया. फिनिश. देख अभी इसको भी गिराएगा. भाई फॉर्म में आ गई है APG. कोई नहीं रोक सकता अब इनको. अबे क्या कर रहा भाई ये स्पेक्टेटर? भाई फाइट दिखाना भाई. APG की फाइट दिखाना. इसको क्या दिखा रहा है? लूट रहा. अरे यार.
Maybe not just yet. We've got about 20 seconds before that one.
थोड़ा L है क्या बे कास्टर?
Tuning in for it. It was incredibly monumental. They were on for maybe a 20.
स्पेक्टेटर को क्या ही बोलने का?
Welcome back to a quick report with the 7WG.
अच्छा इसका इंटरव्यू हो रहा है तो पोजर को ऑलरेडी दिखा के रखे.
None other than Kara Esports. I have Poser here with me. You guys were working those 2-2 splits wonderfully this last match.
सॉरी गाइस स्पेक्टेटर है मैं कास्टर बोल दिया. कोई बात नहीं ना दिया. जी मेरी bag go. जी मेरी बुलबुल.
Nova'nın içindeyken alan bizden çektiğinde
Kara Pozer.
Oynarımız aynıydı. Ondan sonra ilk önce kıyı temizledik, sonra da onları temizledik. Adım adım iyi oynadık.
So the circle actually
ट्रांसलेटर साथ में लेके खड़ा है गाइस.
gameplay with Arena. So when we saw that, we first clear the edge and then we jump on them.
And with this performance, I mean, it's going to shoot you up the leaderboard. What does that mean for the team?
Valla bu puanlama sizi sıralamada üst katına.
Kara Türkiye country की कहाँ
Daha da
है?
yerine geldi. İhtiyacımız olan böyle bir maçtı. Henüz potansiyelimizi göstermedik. Daha yeni başlıyoruz.
So we got our confidence backs up, and then with this, we will show our performance that we can do better.
Hey, I'm hoping it continues on. 19 eliminations. I know the Turkish crowd is going to be hyped. Back to you guys.
सऊदी अरबिया सऊदी की टीम की कहाँ की कारा?
Absolutely, it would be brilliant to see if they can carry that forward.
तुर्की की टीम है. वही तो बोला तुर्की की टीम. TT from China. R8 from Saudi Arabia.
They've definitely had more than one of those performances. It is a rarity.
Thunder Talk definitely a rarity in our games overall.
Geek भी सऊदी की टीम है.
Weren't able to get anything done on the last match, but again they hit triple digits and
ये कहाँ की है?
short break. Get right back to it.
APJ तो मंगोलिया. तुर्की की टीम ज्यादा है. 2-3 टीम इनवाइट है बे. वो भी डायरेक्ट गाउंटलेट में डायरेक्ट बे.
But as you can see, it's around 10th place where we see our next real big fall off from 44 to 37. So there is a lot of teams battling out for this top 7 here, and it should make for an incredibly fun final day tomorrow, where all the teams could be dipping in and out from that top 7.
Nice spray be dog. Crazy dog. Crazy dog. Heads off you brother. Heads off you. Inspiring be. Inspiring be.
Happy to have that point on side. A nice pickup found there. As we hop towards the middle of the circle though, we're on board with Regnum.
कल फाइनल डे है गाइस. फन करेंगे. लेट्स गो. फाइनल डे मतलब फाइनल में क्वालिफाई हो जाएगी 60 टीम. लास्ट डे ऑफ गॉन्टलेट. फिर उसके बाद होगा ग्रुप स्टेज का मैच
who's going to be on the
आई थिंक एक दिन का ब्रेक है
Hopefully, yeah, Thunder Talk, they're already moving. So we're not going to see another massive delay until, what is it, like zone 8 or something like that, where they decided, oh yeah, we probably get towards the circle. R8 did it too, though, so, you know, it's not just them.
It isn't. I mean, it was possible. I mean, it was fun watching that little breakdown of the pass taken. Bahrain really on a bit of a journey themselves down from that northwest side, starting just underneath Alpha 7.
लेट्स सी देखते कौन चैंपियन बनता है ये बार PMGC का चैंपियन कौन बनता है अपनी टीम बन जाए तो यार दिल खुश हो जाए मजा है OG या ट्रू रिपर्स कोई भी बन जाए
on the western side of Sosnovka. So some fortuitous stuff. They didn't quite get that benefit. They really did have to fight it out for that position, indicated by obviously the amount of eliminations they'll pick up in that last game. You got OG here on our screens, just the western side of Shelter. Just waiting to see what they want to do next in terms of scouting, where players are coming from. Reckon Kaya left fairly early from their position, heading around where Dip is. And we'll just hold that out. With Ulf coming in from the northwest side, that is something they'll have to worry about in the short future.
7 moving in on that north edge. Over that Rostock bridge, uncontested on the crossing. A little bit more treacherous down towards the south. R8 moving out now from South George. They're moving around the foothills of Everest, trying to head out east. Behind the Mad Bulls, though, they will, if they want to go over the north side of Bgmi,
let's go Londo.
Well, try and find another way around to try and get into this one unscathed. It's easier said than done. Although Mad Bulls, they're leaving players over in Sunken. They're wanting to control that.
भाई बीमारी तो मेरी जा ही नहीं रही ना गाइस प्रे करो गाइस तुम्हारे भाई के लिए फटफट ठीक हो जाओ लेट्स गो लोंडो कहाँ हो समझ रहे कि नहीं तुम लोग समझो बे लोंडो समझो कहाँ हो तुम लोग
Heading down this way is not too bad, but again, we haven't really seen that early game prowess from E Arena so far. I mean, round GK as well.
फटफट दुआ करो भाई ठीक हो जाओ सर्दी सर्दी लेट्स गो मेरी जान रोटेशन चालू होगा गाइस 5 लाइक्स थैंक यू सो मच मेरी जान मींस अ लॉट लव यू थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग यार भाई सब्सक्राइब करो जो भी आया भाई सब्सक्राइब करो भाई हमने ले तो पता ही चल गया था इसमें क्या करो PMGC का वॉच पार्टी कर दो गाइस PUBG मोबाइल ग्लोबल चैंपियन का वॉच पार्टी करो गाइस भाई चैट में तो जो भी आया भाई चैट में हो बे
Now we know that you kind of want to take some of these farm compounds nice and early, potentially even some of these positions underneath Potato Hill. Even playing over towards the southern side of the coast is not bad here.
I mean, it makes the decision-making process a little bit easier. The execution phase, though.
भाई फिर से वॉइस लड़ रही है बे
IGLs for our teams
आ गई सही हो गई
plans now. Everybody on a mad dash south, trying to get into.
भाई एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम है वो चैनल पे ही आ रही है वॉइस की बाकी मेरी वॉइस ठीक है मेरी तो सेटिंग ठीक है वॉइस की
as well as on the south coast entirely in the warehouses. DXavier, Wolves going back and forth here. Lamborn needs a pick up now.
नाइस DX से वुल्व्स की फाइट हो गई देख रहे हो कैसा मार रहे हैं वुल्व्स क्या मार रहे हैं DX वर्सेस वुल्व्स एक नॉक फिनिश भी है भाई DX का वुल्व्स का भी वही सीन है कारा थर्ड पार्टी कर सकती है अगर ये लोग फिनिशेस रीड करेंगे ना तो फॉल बैक कर दिए अच्छा एक ही बंदा वैसे थर्ड पार्टी कर दी बे ये पीछे से थर्ड पार्टी कर दी फंस गई DX कारा भी एक खिला नहीं
That's unfortunate. I think DXavier can't really leave from this building either with the two sight lines that are set up here, John.
And they only got 2 elims for it as well, Blank. They weren't able to extract the full 4. They weren't able to do any more than that, which is unfortunate. You could excuse it maybe, you know, if you were able to get up to...
गाइस लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा. डोंट फॉरगेट प्रेस द बेल आइकॉन. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग यार. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने के लिए. मींस अ लॉट. जॉर्ड लोंडो जॉर्ड. जो भी देख रहा है भाई बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
And Kara having that oversight, they'll be all too happy to slip away any points that dare to step out of line.
I mean, this center also is pretty packed right now. You've got Kara and the regular above them, DRX holding.
नाइस. साले चलती गाड़ी से बंदे को मार रहे हैं. चलती गाड़ी से.
Along the way, it is GS, and they are happy to chase this one down with a mobile turret in the vehicle. It's 3 players in 3 cars, so I think they're assuming they can take those shots quite frequently, but they decide to back it off. They don't want to deal with that angle for too much longer. And a building gets taken up by GS. It is on the northern side of the zone though, so it is not massively likely it's going to end up.
वे इनका डिसीजन बहुत क्विक रहता है वे. मारे फूटा फूटा. बोला ना फूटा. परफेक्ट नेट फुट रहा है गाइस. परफेक्ट. इतना इतना प्रॉपर एम पे ग्रेनेड मार रहे हैं. नाइस ओजी. ओजी की जितनी तारीफ करी उतनी कम है बे. मतलब ऐसा है कि एक भी बार अभी तक सर्कल में बाहर नहीं देखा हूँ. स्टेज 5-6 में जो भी आ रहे हैं ना, इन लोग मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि बाहर है. सब में सर्कल में लोग मिडल. W4 आरू भाई क्या सर्कल दिला रहे भाई. क्या खिला रहे लोंडो को. ठीक है थोड़ा फाइट में चोक हो जा रहे लेकिन कोई ना.
So you don't really want to play those positions. I think Bgmi actually has a very good chance from their spot. They have a lot of high ground oversight here. The issue is they're going to have to play that late game a little bit more aggressively as the circle probably will move away from them. I think RA has one of the more fixed positions inside of the circle. It's a lovely compound to play around with.
Guys like share subscribe करना मत भूलिएगा सर.
Towards that northwest side, but in this instance it's really good because I don't think they're imagining that it's going to be a hard west shift on the circle.
गया आतंकी गया नॉक हो जाएगा आतंकी. He's got भी गया. अबे छोटा सा कंपाउंड लिए बे लोग सिर्फ.
Making a mad dash along the way over towards a small building they can potentially play the rest of the game in.
अबे नाइस नाइस. चलेगा चलेगा. कुछ भी करो सर्कल में रहो.
With 4 players alive, I'm only seeing 3 in the middle there, or maybe they are all 4 packed in. We'll have to wait and see just how they
ट्रिपल डिजिट छू चुकी है गाइस. TT फ्रॉम चाइना. TT R8 सऊदी अरबिया. फ्रॉम सऊदी अरबिया R8. MG3 आई है बे ड्रॉप में. 3rd लेवल का वेस्ट. 3rd लेवल का हेलमेट.
Very much open ground around them. Like you say, leaving.
2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Thanks for coming. मेरी जान आने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मेरी जान. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. भाई कमेंट करो तो पता चलेगा कौन है भाई. एटलीस्ट कमेंट तो करो यार. शर्माओ मत लोंडो. गेम से ज्यादा मेरी वॉइस लाउडली आ रही है ना. बस दैट्स इनफ ना.
And I think they're more comfortable playing this anyway. They're quite decent when it comes to holds. So we'll see what OG can do from this spot. It's a slightly early commit though at stage 3. But because it's so dead central and in a compound, I think you make that call here and now.
too far.
बेबी फाइट हो गई जीएस से बे. जाफर भाई से फाइट हो गई. मत करो लाला. जाफर भाई बहुत मार रहे. जाफर भाई फॉर्म में. होगी इनकी फाइट होगी. इनकी फाइट नहीं हुई तो इन लोग आगे नहीं आएंगे ना फिर. वीपी के बाजू में ये जोकर है. अकेला बंदा है. अभी लोग दौड़ा लिए उसको लग रहा. अरे नाइस रे. सर्कल ऐसा लगा कि ओजी पे ही आएगा. टीटी पे चला गया फिर से. टीटी ने कंपाउंड 1 नंबर होल्ड करके रखा है. अभी भी टाइम है कि कारा पे जा सकते हैं ओजी वाले. बट ये डीएक्स का एक बंदा है आई थिंक सो. कि पूरी स्क्वाड है. डीएक्स से 2 ही बंदे हैं बे. ये जोकर गिर के नॉक. खुदकुशी कर लिया है गाइस. खुदकुशी.
around on the east and the west side.
APG जोकर की किल ले लिया, रिफ्यूज भाई ने जोकर की किल ले लिया, गीक से फाइट हो गई APG। गीक किससे किससे फाइट ले रहे गए, रिफ्यूज गया, ये वाले दे दिए, जियोल भी गया, आर8 ने दिया पीछे से, ID7 ने। गीक वर्सेस REG। अरे नाइस, एक इनका नॉक एक उनका नॉक, लेट्स गो 2v2 गया। अरे ले फिनिश इंपॉर्टेंट है, अबे फिनिश लेना ना। अरे थर्ड पार्टी हो गई गाइस। ओ the fuck, अरे नाइस, गई गीक क्या मारा बे। केविन भाई अच्छा 1v3 कर दिया है बे गीक के केविन ने। REG भी गई।
I think they'll be very pleased with how that one turns out. In comes Ulf over towards Thundertalk's position.
अबे टॉप की टीम फाइट ही नहीं ले रही अब ली। अबे लोग तो थर्ड पार्टी ही कर रहे बे पीछे से। अरे फिर नॉक, अबे कितने नॉक कर फिनिश कर रहे बे, किल नहीं आ रही है बट देख रहे हो।
Goodness me, Ulf, they try and move into the hills on the north side of this compound, but it's denied entry. Everybody with the third
मारा डॉग, गिराया दोनों को, चोक हो गया, हिल की वजह से हक दिया, बोलो ना हिल की वजह से हक दिया, कवर ही नहीं है, कैसे नॉक दे कवर देगा। अरे आ गया, अरे गए टॉप अकेला बचा है, वो हिल के नीचे गिर गया ना, वहीं वो नॉक हो गया समझो। VP वर्सेस R8 की फाइट, VP वाले ने अभी दो ही बंदे में आए। मारो R8 को मारो, गई गया नॉक, एक तो नॉक ही होगा। मारो बे, एक ही तो है कंपाउंड में। अच्छा पीछे APG गई, टॉप भी गया। अरे नाइस, अरे अमूरी ही फॉर्म में है भाई। ए नॉक गिराया, ए फूटा बच गया, ए अब तो फूटा है, ए फूटा बूम बच गया। ओजी कहाँ गई? ओजी लेट्स गो, ओजी सर्कल ले ले मेरी जान, DX पे रश करके। ओजी को भाई ले लेना चाहिए सर्कल, ओजी को सर्कल ले लेना चाहिए। TT भाई, TT फॉर्म में। एक भाई ने दिया, R8 अमूरी को दिया फिनिशर है, नाइस। एक खिलाया, लेट्स गो, एक खिलाया। मैडबुल 73 पॉइंट है बे, अपना 52 है, कारा 58 है। कारा वाले फाइट ही नहीं ले रहे, कारा वाला एकदम डरे है गाइस, एकदम डरे हैं एकदम। अभी तक देखा जाए 80 भाई ने ही मोस्टली सबसे ज्यादा किल किया टीम में, भाई फ्रैगर है भाई।
Biding their time on the southeast side, but they do have to make a charge across the open ground here towards Mad Bulls, or well, left of the Mad Bulls rather. There's only 2 still standing there.
एवरेज मेंटेन कर लो, 7-8 पॉइंट निकाल भी लिए फिर भी ठीक ही, अगर 10 निकाल तो और भी अच्छी बात है। VP गिरा दिया, अरे सकूरा भाई को सीधा नॉक एंड फिनिश, सकूरा भाई को एकदम कूड़ा और कलवा बना दिया मार के। बस एवरेज मेंटेन हो जाए, मजा आ जाएगा भाई, मजा आ जाएगा। TT वर्सेस अल्फा 7 की फाइट, रीवो को नॉक दिया।
seeing they're actually stepping out onto the docks.
मेडबुल को अभी बहुत अच्छा चांस है कि वो लोग टॉप 2 में आ सकते
Not
हैं.
wanting to get involved. May have sightlines on it. The question is, does he want to pull the trigger here?
अब इन लोग आएंगे सर्कल में, अब आएंगे टीटी भी सर्कल में आएगी.
Moving up to the
अबे कब से बंदा है? ये गया, ये तो गया, ये वाला
I
है.
have no doubt there and knows
ये
exactly
दिया,
what's going
ये
on
दिया,
here. He is opting not to
ये दिया, ये मारा सर पे. अभी देख कैसा फोड़ेगा टकला.
the point.
गया भाई, गया.
With the protection
अरे
of the talk around you and prime
क्रेजी.
Oh my. Steps up and
What a reflect बे.
earth do you win that? Stepping up.
यार रिटेलिएशन फायर दिया भाई उसने. हेड्स ऑफ यू.
That's got to feel real bad on the south side.
फिनिश
there.
किया
That's
इसने
gonna move
बट
King out to have to go
अरे!
for the rest, to have to try and pick up their teammate. This
टीटी का गेम खराब कर दिया बे इन लोग ने.
does exactly what he needs to. That is right.
टीटी का एकदम ही गेम खराब कर दिया. गया गया गया गया. अब गया, अब गया.
Oh, this is very bad indeed. Thunder Talk likely down to 2 players.
अगर नहीं बचा पाए तो टीटी गई. चिकन तो नहीं हो पाएगा टीटी का.
Completely lost track of Tony K as well. That's one of the things where you only send out one player. You know he's in the water, so you look to just finish him off, but you do not expect the 4th player from Ulf to still be alive on the other edge. Dear me, we are surfing here over on the docks. And Thunder Talk are currently dealing with the tsunami. Okay.
Side shift, they have to push out, so they're going to have to leave here as well. This does mean that they can just fully disengage and look to leave these solos to their own devices, but that's going to be difficult. 'Cause you've got
ए नाइस नाइस. आतंकी बाजी ने वीपी के बंदे को नॉक किया. किल लो, बस किल लो.
OG down towards Virtus Pro.
अरे रे.
As the circle starts to close in,
साले ने मार दिस बे, मार दिस बंदे ने.
over towards that top side.
आतंकी भाई नॉक है. अच्छा लगता है. लॉन्ग रेंज फाइट है. लॉन्ग रेंज क्या? हाँ लॉन्ग रेंज फाइट.
Virtus Pro even want to go for a wraparound on that side. I mean, OG has to call for some slight reinforcement.
अगर ये मार दिया ये टीटी वाले को, गया ये फिनिश. गया बच गई. चलो वापस 3 मैन हो गए. फुटा फुटा फुटा. बच गया. बोला ना फुटा. बच भी आ गया था.
He will indeed go down to the nade from AJ. Only one player to go down from Thunder Talk, and it could have been worse. Baron really bided his time well there. He played the time.
गाइस मेरी आवाज नहीं ब्रेक हो रही है. गेम की आवाज ब्रेक हो रही है जिसकी वजह से ऐसा हो रहा है.
Yeah, currently we're in the top 10, so 3 more teams would have to go down before we start hitting placement points. Derek's holding on to their position quite nicely. GS attempted to assault their position. Bin on top stairs, looking for Icon right now.
In the meantime, the roll-up Virtus Pro is getting handled on that northwest side. Unfortunately, there is a knock sent back over towards them. GS finally going down there.
अरे नाइस. एक किल मिल गई. अरे पाजी भी गए बे. एक न हो गया. फिनिश हो गया. अगर ये लोग ले लिए 3v3 फाइट. डाल दे ग्रेनेड. डाल दे ग्रेनेड. डाल दे ग्रेनेड. डाल दे ग्रेनेड. डाल दे. डाल दे. थोड़ा दूर डाल बे. थोड़ा और पास डालो. अरे डीएक्स. अरे नाइस. टीटी. अरे नाइस. टीटी का नॉक. गई टीटी. अरे यार डीएक्स क्या बढ़िया रे. ले ली टीटी. पूरा 3 पॉइंट लेके चली गई. डीआरएक्स फोकट आ गई.
DRX were taking shots across the way at OG whilst that all was unfolding. I don't know how the Talk gets away with it, but they absolutely do. AJ with the run down the vehicle, smearing BP across
मारो
the
ना.
field. I know AKOP trying to get its HP bar back up again. A nade sent across towards the tree, slightly lagging behind the rest of the team. A nade sent along the edge of the blue here could be devastating. And it is close, but not close enough.
Going to be able to find it there, stepping out towards the blue Thunder Talk, get back into vehicles, playing true chaos strategy there on the roll up to VP. There was nothing.
एक ग्रेनेड डाल दे. एक ग्रेनेड डाल दे.
Running out of ordnance space.
मर रहेंगे लोग.
The last covers his retreat with that flash. That's going to allow Thunder Talk to disengage. Play on as 3 from here, which is crazy. Kara, I don't think they're going to be able to do the same thing, but I don't think they need to. With a circle
डाल दे के.
in on the south side, and they may be able to find a chicken.
ठीक है बेटा. 5 में आए अपने लौंडे. किल चोरी हो गई बे. बड़ा गेम निकल रहा था ये.
I think OG is going to be a little bit careful because DRX knows exactly where came from another
एटलीस्ट 60
move
पॉइंट
that
तो करो एक नंबर DRX और कारा फाइट
early, or just rotate into the building along the way.
सारे आगे
Lewis does have a
गया
negative
DRX
to
से
stop
ड्राइव
up. It's a bit of a
गए
struggle, but it's on target. Soez gets knocked out with a nade to the forehead.
ट्रेनेड है बेचारा
Little knockdown, nearly getting Hyunbin the pan. Coming in clutch there to stop the DX Xavier shot. The shot
शांत हो
away.
पूरी वाली थोड़ा
Down
टाइम
on the rooftop, very difficult res to go for. He gets dropped down. It's bad news. DRX being able to get a lot of heals.
अब वो रिवाइव भी हो जाएगा
Heard me call them a
So
little
he's-
bit cowardly last time around. They're already up to
गया
10 here.
फूटा
Back.
no,
They
no,
want to add
फूट
4
गया
more to the tally. It's a great record. So
यूनबिन अरे अरे नाइस
through.
यूनबिन ने नॉक दिया उस पीछे वाले ने नॉक दे दिया बे सीओ ने नॉक दे
Sent
दिया
that way. Drops down in the middle. Lewis holding the back lines, and we've only got one player.
अब इस पे तो एमओ ही नहीं है
It's 2 on the inside.
On the talk, just rock straight up.
गिर गया नीचे गिर गया अरे नाइस टीटी को दे दिया
It's a very
Did you knock?
different style of gameplay from them we're used to seeing. Good nade from Nate T himself over towards Singh, leaving
अरे मारो भी खारा का एक ही दो ही है
as OG remains stalwart on that north side.
अब ये लोग साले हो जाएंगे रिवाइव
The rest of
मस्त
the
रहेगा
on the talk, though. They're
टाइम नहीं मिला
available.
दो का रिवाइव उनका चिकन है
If you have a nade, so Kara
इधर ही लोगों को रश करना चाहिए
down. They're getting that rezzed up very quickly. DRX slowed it all the way out.
ओजी वाले नॉक करे लेकिन फिनिश नहीं कर पा रहे बे चिकन करना नहीं वो फिनिश नहीं हो आ रही है
Just a little bit. UXC wants to try.
अरे मारा फिर मारा
Will get the shot.
सिर्फ नॉक फिनिश
Kara overwhelming them on
DRX भी गया गए DRX गए
more. We want to find another.
ओए
The teammate going down. Lewis gets out.
गए DRX अबे एक ही बंदा है
To his place. And Lewis goes
टीटी
down.
को रश देना चाहिए बे इन पे
Take him out, but
अबे
they
टीटी
lose a
बहुत
player,
बुरा है
and they have to get this rest as fast.
छोटे से टैंक में एक बंदा बैठा है गाइस लेट्स गो एक के ने फिर एक को रख दिया
He will take down sighting almost instantaneously.
अबे सिर्फ अबे ग्रेनेड नहीं है बे
Gotta figure out how they want to play this one out because again for OG they are past.
गया विजुअल गया
I think for Thunder Talk they desperately want to get
अबे
rid
तो
of
सीधा
all
कारा पे
this.
चला गया ना
Nate immediately.
कारा वाले इसको तो ऐसे ही मार देंगे
This is a good survival play for him. Again, DX
पीपल वाचिंग मैन थैंक यू सो मच वेरी मच थैंक यू सो मच नीचे सब्सक्राइब कर हुए जाना तो
the game from DX
वॉइस ब्रेक हुई है क्यों लेकिन
Pointing as well, given their
अरे वो गेम वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही मेरी नहीं मेरी ठीक है वॉइस
strong showing, but it's just not coming through yet in the gauntlet.
गया आरू गया 100% आरू ना
Thunder Talk still. You've finally got anything left, and they find it open. You're kidding me. Thunder Talk
फिनिश
seem untouchable here. Nate Naru on 3 doing a lot of damage.
अरे नाइस
Visible now. Rotate
अरे नाइस है के फिनिश ले
stand tall.
अरे यार शिट
And a second as well. The
He's
double
got to
knockdown,
bachai.
but across the way, there's still a third player for
ठीक है
Thunder
ठीक है
Talk
चलेगा
going. Pull up the Wizgod. It looks
चिकन
like
था बे
they're
अपना
under control there, but Kara now with the
मार दे
numbers
मार दे
advantage.
मार दे विस्गोड मार दे
just so
विस्गोड गिरा देना इसको गाड़ी से
Sighting sending it out again over towards OG. It's like
Wait.
a completely different
नाइस
of Thunder Talk.
मार दे 1v3
Maybe going for the 1v3. CEO's able to put him down, fires him from the company, and at least will be able to remain.
विस्गोड जा भाई विस्गोड अरे एक नंबर विस्गोड पे जोन
Was able to take down Thunder Talk.
अरे नाइस विस्गोड पे जोन है
1v1 technically.
विस्गोड नहीं विस्गोड हरकत नहीं विस्गोड चिकन मार देगा
I think they've got time to get
विस्गोड हरकत नहीं बेटा विस्गोड हरकत नहीं
couple more seconds.
तुम दूंगा देखो मैं वहाँ के बस विस्गोड तो मेरी बचा ले विस्गोड
Step out from another sideline. Unlikely that we're just going to be able to heal though. They might still have time here. They do.
विस्गोड नहीं ओवर
This means a full 3. But we've got to be able to have to deal with here. And he doesn't have any
विस्गोड
nades
नहीं
in hand. With the nade, this could go a different way.
आरू को नॉक नहीं होना चाहिए था आरू को नॉक नहीं होना चाहिए था
1, 2, 3.
अरे साले स्मोक बना के चले गए स्मोक की वॉल बना ली
Smoke coming towards it. They know exactly which rock he's on. As soon as
अरे
they get
रे
range,
गए
they don't have the nade either. Steps out, and that's a little silver HP
गया
taken away. And he doesn't have any meds to play with. This is nuts.
अरे हिल नहीं करे इस पे
Some grenade. Wizgod just has to hide it out for the time being.
अगर इस पे भी एक नॉक दे दिया ना इसमें
Can Wizgod close this down?
चलो 10 पॉइंट आ गया लौंडो
Regardless, he has been
एंटी बे
this game and will go out valiantly. But it will be Kara to come off from a second place and 19 points.
एंटी कोई नहीं कारा वेट बैठा
Sweep from these guys.
With 11 elims, they find
Shit.
another game really, really strong.
नाइस एंटी गुड गेम जीजी
Time, it rings
कोई ना कोई ना
through that south side shift.
आरू भाई को ग्रेनेड से नहीं नॉक होना था, ग्रेनेड से आरू भाई नॉक हो गया, थोड़ा वही मसला हो गया.
Resurgence here. It's what Neptura said she wanted to see from them over on the desk while she's being treated.
10 पॉइंट आए बे.
Orangutan as well, playing very well on that northern side, doing a lot to control. It was just so unfortunate that Thundertalk somehow are able to apparate wherever they want to within the circle. That was some crazy rotates coming in.
ग्रेनेड से नॉक नहीं होना था, थोड़ा सा गलती कर दिए. कोई बात नहीं, होता है. एंटी नाइस ट्राई. वेल प्लेड. सपोर्ट करो लोंडो, अपने लोंडो लोग को सपोर्ट करो. कुछ भी हो जाए अपने लोंडो लोग को सपोर्ट करो.
Really quite impressive how they were able to do it, but I have no idea just what happened there for Thunder.
अपने लोंडो को सपोर्ट लो, बस प्यार दिखाओ. आई नीड सपोर्ट यार, अपने लोंडो को तुम लोग प्यार दिखाओ बस. ओके, प्यार दिखाना सीखो. टू पीपल वाचिंग, थैंक यू सो मच मेरी जान. थोड़ा सा चोक हो गया, कोई बात नहीं. अपनी टीम को पंप करते रहो लोंडो.
Okay.
क्या हो रहा है?
What a game.
ब्रेक
Are
क्यों
you
बॉयज?
kidding me? This game had it all. It's all crazy.
चेंज करना पड़ेगा यार सिस्टम.
These guys are flexing themselves out. Back to back kick is dead. Max.
अब देखो कैसे लगा.
What we've been
अब बताओ.
Kara, back-to-back win. Neptura, you are the reverse of blessed right now. You wanted to see step up, but the thing is, they drop arm, right? This is their drop pushing through and through. They love this area, and it was just so lucky for them that the circle ended up going that way. But it was not just a game like we.
Two people is watching my stream. Thank you so much, मेरी जान. Thank you so much. I love you, भाई. हो गया ना, वॉइस ही हो गई ना. अरे वो ना एक्चुअली जो चैनल पे चलता था गाइस, वहाँ से कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. मेरी सब क्लियर हो गया, मेरी सब सेटिंग की है मैंने. देखो अब सही हो गई.
Kara, we're gonna be a foreskin with it. Little thing to get beat, but once they have, I cannot them the edge, the controls that they've got. You know that, like you said, that root angle was just demolishing for DRX. Really good game, right? But no match for that angle. Well, I rest hard, able to support those negative shots. Big stuff.
You know what? In my mind, this was a back-to-back Kara win because they got such a. They shot like, wait, right. It did end up winning, but no, it almost was a win in terms of how many points they did bring home after that first Erangel game of the day. They go through the replays here. I think we were quite critical.
अभी सही आ रही है ना गाइस, थोड़ा एडजस्ट करो लोंडो.
This unnecessary fight versus E Arena in the double warehouses, they could just hug the cliff and they would have been just fine. Easy access into the late game here where top is on this replay. And they decide against it. That was a big fumble in my opinion.
I'll take it one step further, Max. I'd say that once EA were in the building, they should have let it go. But why are they in the building in the first place? But Turney K coming in here, EA. I mean, this was insane, just insane.
He's like, I am Tony K. He's going to rename. He's taking Tony K's name now. He's in it.
Oh my goodness.
थर्ड मैच होने वाला है गाइस.
I loved this game so
सॉरी,
much.
फोर्थ मैच अभी स्टार्ट होने वाला है.
What was this game? It's just such chaos. Back-to-back chaos in the end game. I did so much.
Look, you're going to see Kara barely. You're going to see them barely move this.
फोर्थ मैच Erangel स्टार्ट होने वाला है. लेट्स गो लोंडो.
They dropped Milta, so they didn't have to do this game. Orangutan also similar, drop in shelter, playing the northern side. Everyone got in position pretty much phase one, positioning into phase two, and then they didn't move much for the rest of this game because there's so many compounds open for the taking early on in this game. They just go there, play it for as long as they possibly can, and hope the circle does eventually favor you towards the end, which it did for Kara. Actually, Kara did do a really nice 2-2 split there. You did see for a second there, 2 players north of the road, 2 players south, to just keep their options open for Neptura, and here clearly that was a position that enabled them to get easily into the later stage while really taking no fights at that point.
Yeah, it was really nice because they were able to regroup and know when to regroup as well. As soon as DRX started making too many moves, they were like, you know what, it's not worth it. We're going to go over here. And it really didn't work for them because look where that zone takes them. It doesn't take them out that compound hardly at all. Only until they're up against just one player left, they have to move out of that compound. So really, really worked out in their favor. And 21 points. Remember, they jumped 7th to 4th place after game. Now, with 21 additionally, where on earth is that going to put them now?
Oh my, it's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, they had 5 now, 1 at 46 in 2 games, Max, man.
Wow.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
कारा 21 पॉइंट वे टोटल अपने लौंडे लोग को
They get another game like this, so what a crazy
मैच रैंकिंग दिखा रहा है ना. अच्छा ये मैं बोला रुको अपने लौंडे लोग किधर गए अपने ये तो हैशटैग
Now, it really did work.
अपने लौंडे लोग 10 पॉइंट निकालेगा इस 10.
They're not in first place with such a big lead, or do you think that is just so typical to talk at this point?
I do think, Hodges, there's a certain level of we've made it, have fun with it. No,
Yeah, right?
Again, we know. Oh, by the way, congratulations from Kara being the MVP. Always surprised. Oh, probably going to be MVP of the day to be completely. But yeah, look, I think there's a certain level right made it becomes a ball to try and flex out of the
MVP कारा सीओ अभी लोग अच्छा खेल रहे हैं कंसिस्टेंट है में फुल.
Because they lost 2 players to Aaron, and of course we did have a Tony K coming in from Arena also getting the clutch. Maybe they're getting comfortable. They're doing some big plays, but you know what? As of right now, it's enough because they still are first with 111 points, 3 wins. Thunder Talk, yeah, they're in. You're the first team in the cruise alongside Vampire. You did it.
So good, so good to see. I love that play. It's chaos, and I want to see.
अपने लौंडे किधर है बे अभी भी 5 पे बे हैशटैग 5 पे अपने लौंडे टीटी पे 111 पॉइंट. कोई बात नहीं एंटी अपने को टॉप 7 रहने का है. अभी भी 3 मैचेस है गाइस, समझ रहे. 3 मैच में कम से कम अगर ये लोग 30 पॉइंट भी निकालते हैं 100 पॉइंटर्स टच करते हैं इफ तो मजा आ जाएगी बे. मजा दिल खुश हो जाएगा लौंडो.
So damn consistent as a team, but you know what I do want to highlight is the fact that RA are still holding strong onto that second. Right, of course, they're currently tied between their place between them and Kara. This you would have showed genuinely boards at the start of the Gauntlet and say this is what we're going to have at the halfway point of that. Let's say no way. This is a big. And a lot of the teams that are rising star effective regions are at the top. What is going on? PMGC so negative and.
तीन मैचेस हो गए गाइस. फर्स्ट 7 मैच टीटी का था, 8 मैच डीआरएक्स ने निकाला, फिर कारा ने निकाला 9th मैच. अभी 10th मैच देखते लेट्स सी कौन निकालता है, कौन कन्वर्ट करता है चिकन. अपनी टीम कर ले तो मजा आ जाएगी. रोंडो अपनी टीम देखो अच्छा खेल रही, देखो बहुत अच्छा खेल रही. मतलब ऐसा तो है नहीं कि मतलब डिसअपॉइंट वाला परफॉर्मेंस वो लोग ला रहे, अच्छा खेल रहे भाई, मैं तो बोलता हूँ अच्छा खेल रहे। लेट्स गो लोंडो, लेट्स गो, प्यार दे। सर्दी बहुत हो गई गाइस मेरे को।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Halfway through day 2 of the Gauntlet here, and I'm with none other than DRX Yumbin, a team that has been able to make a big jump up in regards to points. They won.
हिनबिन का इंटरव्यू हो रहा है गाइस।
Today they have scored 51 points, especially with the performance here in Erangel. Yumbin, you've
लेट्स गो लोंडो।
you just got a good performance as well.
मैं लोंडो को प्यार दिखाओ,
You guys have
सपोर्ट
made it
करो।
in day 2 for Erangel.
저희 DRX 팀이 어제보다 오늘 점수 엄청 많이 먹었어요. 혹시 어제보다 오늘 좋은 점이 뭐라고 생각하고 있어요?
어제 저희가 했던 운영 방식이 좀 많이 맞지 않았던 것 같아갖고 오늘은 이제 운영적인 부분을 좀 많이 바꿔서 한 것 같습니다.
I think that our team has a communication a lot and changed our play style today. So we do very good today.
Okay, well, I like to hear that. I'm glad you guys have made those adjustments. Now let's rewind it back a little bit because there is a map that you guys are struggling with, and that map is Rondo. What is causing those struggles in Rondo, and what can you change going into tomorrow for that last Rondo of the Gauntlet?
론도 G2에서 그렇게 잘하는지 아는 것 같아요. 근데 혹시 내일 외에서 어떤 노력은 할 수 있을까요?
오늘 론더 같은 경우에는 저희가 이제 중앙을 잘 들어갔는데 저희 스스로 이제 쓸 자리를 잘 못 써서 터졌다고 생각했기 때문에 내일은 좀 더 잘 보면서 생각 많이 하고 좋은 자리에 쓰려고 할 것 같아요.
I think we should get to the middle of the map, but we can't do it well today. But we should be good at tomorrow.
Is there any team that's causing you any issues in Rondo?
혹시 론도 G2에서 어느 팀이 DRX 팀에게 무슨 어려운 점을 했어요? 다른 팀이 DRX 팀이 론도 팀에서 론도 팀에서 DRX에게
In like the rotation or anything like that?
싸우는 거 아니면 그냥 DRX 팀이랑 무슨 어려운 네네네.
लेट्स गो लोंडो।
그냥 저희가 쓸 자리를 잘 못 찾고 다른 팀들한테 여러 번 맞아갖고 죽었던 것 같아요.
I just think we can't get our position in this map, so we will be better now.
All right, well, I'm hoping you get that position tomorrow. You guys are currently moving up that leaderboard. You're only 1 point away from getting into that top 7. That might happen. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you guys.
ये क्या हो गया बे? लोग कुछ तो चला रहे, कुछ तो क्या मतलब वही देखते हैं अभी फोर्थ मैच कब चालू होता है गाइस.
All right, we're getting geared up for the next match here. We passed the halfway mark on the Gauntlet, and we are getting towards a bit late in the day for some of our teams to start to step up, certainly from the bottom of those tables. We saw, obviously, Kara have a massive resurgence coming in towards the games today. Those two back-to-backs have been absolutely incredible. We're hoping for more in our last airing goal back.
Yep. Absolutely, I think they are last English in the
फोर्थ मैच जल्दी स्टार्ट होने वाला है गाइस. डोंट वरी.
most of our teams today. Here's a quick recap of what has occurred over the last 3 games. Obviously, there was some fantastic stuff, and I think Kara's the big storyline so far. An incredible comeback overall. OG making into multiple of the late game circles too, and then Thunder Talk suddenly deciding once they hit triple digits, they're going to go on the aggressive. Because that last game, they were just decided, you know what, we've had enough of being in dock. Let's just drive around like madmen.
Why not, you know? Give it a go. They've done everything else successfully. Why not try and break the mold a little bit, right? Make it a little bit more exciting for yourselves. It seems like they are on easy street at the moment, certainly if you look at their points tallies. And with that match, I mean, they basically lost
Let's go Londo.
for the finals. There's pretty much no way that they don't go. There wasn't before. It's almost definite. It's definite now.
अबे जल्दी चालू करो बे. क्या कर रहे हो बे? टाइम वेस्ट मत करो बे. मेरी ऑडियंस वेट कर रही है.
Thunder Talk have absolutely stamped their ticket. There's still some more work to be done for some of our other teams here before we can clearly say that they are making it in, just due to the way the points have been set up towards the top side of the lobby right now, with so many squads earning very similar point scoring so far, just because a lot of those points have been stolen on the top side. That nade was just wonderful, by the way. Very, very difficult to make happen a lot of times, but there you have it. GK doing their best there. That fight was intense between DRX, GK, as well as Kara when it came down to it. I think DRX made a pretty decent hold on the top side just as 2 players, but alas, it wasn't meant to be.
I mean, this setup as well on the south side.
अबे जल्दी करो बे. ये लोग
Thunder Talk players to go down was pretty nasty coming through.
लास्ट मैच का POE दिखा रहे बे.
Well, on the warpath in the match, they were quite
कारा का चिकन दिखा रहे लोग.
a huge number of elims added to their tally. Where last game, they really were reticent to do so. 4 players, though, coming on through. CEO still grabbing that logo. Like a tiger, like a lion, maybe. I don't know. But either way, he's top of the pride right now with 6 elims, 188 damage on that match.
I like how you went for Tiger Lion and not the wolf. The logo. But,
Yeah, it looks more big cat than big dog, but either way, he's still...
Yeah, I guess so. Gexay from DRX at 1,000 damage done total, which is not bad at all. Revo, despite, you know, Alpha 7 not being in a lot of these games and kind of doing a little bit worse for worse, I'd say, still up there at 791 damage done total. But yeah, I think for Kara so far, just an incredible suit of games overall to date. The 19 elim into, not quite getting the chicken dinner, into getting the chicken dinner, really does take the cake there though. Very, very fun stuff coming through. I thought I'd talk with that back-to-back at the start of the day. I'm hoping we'll see other teams doing well in terms of chicken dinners towards the end of the day today. Maybe it's some other...
क्या कर रहे हो बे? क्या कर रहे हो? टाइम वेस्ट मत करो लोग.
I mean, it's still very possible for anyone to jump up towards that boundary. It is starting to get a little bit more unlikely teams like PK, who are currently very much lagging behind everybody else, to see what they're going to be able to go for in the rest of the matches they have. But they still got half of the games they have left to play. They still got that opportunity, and it's now that they need to dig deep to push themselves a little bit higher up. 7th place is still achievable, even from 16th right now. You do not want to be getting pushed down towards the league stages with the rest of everybody else. It makes it far more unlikely that you're going to be able to nab yourself one of those finals spots, which is what everybody's looking towards.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite generous as well, the top 7. Even if you do just marginally better than some of our other teams towards the middle of the pack, you're likely to get in towards 7th place here. Obviously, you'd like to be a little bit higher than that to really secure that position. I think Virtus Pro, from yesterday, I said there was a bit of method to the madness for them, but today it feels a little bit more madness than anything. I mean, there has been some decent plays, and they're still making it towards the top side of those lobbies. But I think that, you know, that messy style isn't quite working out anymore, and I think that reliance on just gun skill, mechanical skill.
Let's go, fourth match start होने वाला है लोंडो.
Lobby. So I'd like to see a little bit more out of VP. And again, it's also understandable because you look at that team, and after they go down, they are very much upset about it. I think they understand more than anyone that they're not playing up to scratch.
Yeah, it's going to be noticeable from within their own ranks. They're not blind to it. It is the sort of thing you do need to keep under advisement. Taking a look at some of the utility used during that last match. You can see able to do 2,100 damage for Kara. I mean, seems to be fairly chill. As you put their games back to back from day 1 to day 2, you see it's a big improvement coming on through here as they step on in to the limelight and really take up the majority of the stage. DRX getting 2 big back-to-back games too, Blank. I mean, we talked about their first match not being super strong. They still did get a chicken dinner, and here they were able to back it up with the Elins. So a little bit of that worry that I had before is slightly.
आइए लेट्स गो, फोर्थ मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है गाइस. इरेंगल इसके बाद बैक टू बैक 2 मीरा मार रहेंगे. मैच 5 मैच 6.
But again, what can you do? You get that central position. I think you just have to hold on to it, and you don't want to flex out too much and allow teams to get in later on. So you just have to do your best to play that 4-man split, hold all corners, and make sure that you're the only team left inside of those buildings towards the end game. So yeah, it's not terrible from DRX at all, but yeah, they definitely were able to pick it up in that second game that we saw on Erangel, which felt a lot better. And like you say, I think definitely a lot of those worries are now gone. But we're heading in towards our 4th and final Erangel of the day now here on day 2 of the Gauntlet.
Really heavy south plane path as well, Blank, to kick things off for our last Erangel today. It is all the way down to the south side. Is this the time that we see the C block hot drop keep coming through? GS going to go back down there, see what you've got in store. Alpha Gaming.
Let's go, फोर्थ मैच का फ्लाइट बाद स्टार्ट हो गया गाइस.
See just what happens. Looks like GS out a little bit earlier.
लेट्स देखते कि फाइट होती है कि नहीं, ड्रॉप फाइट होती है कि नहीं. लेट्स सी होप फॉर द बेस्ट. 3 people watching my stream. Thank you so much मेरी जान. Thank you so much मेरी जान. लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा गाइस. डोंट फॉरगेट प्रेस द बेल आइकॉन. स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो, लाइक करो, फटफट लाइक करो. चलो फटफट. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग, मींस अ लॉट. ड्रॉप फाइट ये को दिखा रहे गाइस. वेयर इज आवर टीम? वेयर ओजी दिख गई लास्ट में.
If there's another option available to you, which there absolutely is with this western drop for them. But yeah, this is one of the
प्यार दिखाओ लोंडो, प्यार दिखाओ, प्यार दिखाओ.
Erangel very much far on the south side. We'll see where the circle pops up to, directly over towards Yasnaya. So there's still a possibility to move.
गाइस मेरी वॉइस सही है. वो अंदर से जो जिसका मैं स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूँ ना, जो चैनल का, वो इस चैनल के एक्चुअली वॉइस ना थोड़ा ब्रेक हो रही है. तो थोड़ा हैंडल कर लो तुम लोग, थोड़ा समझो लोंडो. थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो रही है तो समझो थोड़ा. Okay.
I think that would make sense, or maybe not all the way up to Severny, but towards the Stalber foothills, across that shooting range area. Definitely potential for them.
3 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much, Mary John.
Dropping around Milter, surrounded by quite a few.
TT King.
Looks like they've given themselves.
ये टॉप रहेगा, I think so. TT का.
Around them to be able to find those through roads.
अपनी टीम #5 पे 61 पॉइंट. लेट्स गो भाई. ऐसे कंसिस्टेंसी बना के रखो, मेंटेन रखो, बस और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया यार लाइक करने के लिए. जो भी आया था भाई लाइक करके गया. थैंक यू सो मच, मींस अ लॉट. लव यू ऑल. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
Yes, they're all pretty damn good. Yeah.
लेट्स गो भाई. ऐसे कंसिस्टेंसी बना के रखो, मेंटेन रखो, बस और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया यार लाइक करने के लिए. जो भी आया था भाई लाइक करके गया. थैंक यू सो मच, मींस अ लॉट. लव यू ऑल. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
That was taken up by teams from South Korea, from Turkey, teams doing extremely well from those regions. But here I'd say Sighting is just a really nice player to have on the team where he's just got big clutch moments to get them out of these sticky situations they sometimes find themselves in.
111, and this is what we were talking about in day one, is that around 110 is where we're expecting the bubble for 7th place. And the fact that Thunder Talk are
Let's go, Londo.
is insane.
2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
It's pretty much unheard of, certainly not in a very, very long time for a team to stretch out this far this early. So we are glad to be witness to it. Let's see who can keep up the pace as well, because we've got 3 teams now in that 70-point boundary, with Kara joining R8 and Mad Bulls up in 70-point boundary, with Kara joining R8 and Mad Bulls up in 76 points, and actually vying for 2nd place completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, Kara right now, the fact that they went from
What's up? क्या हाल चाल?
now challenging out
2 people watching my stream. भाई लोग कमेंट में तो आओ यार, कमेंट नहीं करते हो, लाइक तो करो, 10 likes करो बे, 10 likes का टारगेट है लोंडो. Let's go. 2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much, means a lot. Love you मेरी जान.
Some good games. OG currently topping the pack when it comes to the main peloton underneath here. 52 points chasing with Virtus Pro. But yeah, OG being at 61 is a pretty solid place to be in for them going forward. But they still need to keep putting up those points if you want to stay ahead of the rest, because people are starting to catch up now.
It is
OG #4 पे थी फर्स्ट डे और अभी #5 पे है. ठीक है, ज़्यादा टेबल अप एंड डाउन नहीं हुआ है. DRX और APG फिर से अरे वुल्फ की फाइट हो गई, रश हो गया बे. गई वुल्फ गई. पहला एलिमिनेट हुआ बंदा. GS वाले अलग फॉर्म में है बे.
Had a bit of a panic moment there. We've all been in that situation where you got 4 players all barreling towards you. I think that he didn't really quite know what the protocol was for that situation. The rest of the team left him behind in the dust, kind of providing himself a little bit of a scouting position. But sadly not meant to be, as Wolves go down yet again to 3 players. They've not been having the greatest day today. Been a little bit dismayed by their performance. It's been obvious to see in their faces. Hopefully they can bring things back up to speed again.
अबे पोचिंकी TT के साथ फाइट है इनकी.
Well, in an international tournament with some of the best teams in the world here inside this lobby.
Sorry, snap उले आना है गए.
Set of representation to come up against in this lobby.
Let's go. देखते कौन चिकन कन्वर्ट करता है.
PUBG Mobile. These are the regional toppers, the teams.
Hope for the best, Londo.
Everyone here is a champion in their own right. But you have what it takes to be the champion of champions. That's what it's all about here. To get out of the gauntlet and into those finals. GK currently a resounding no for the time being.
Yeah, Geek running 16th place right now. It's tough. It is tough. APG not quite living up to their own expectations, because they're in 15th and not 16th after all, with 30 points. Still pretty rough for them. I think for APG, something needs to change. I don't know if I particularly don't think it's going to change here in the gauntlet. I genuinely don't think that they're going to make it into the top 7. I think this type of gameplay is not on par with the rest of the lobby right now, and it is frustrating to see.
APG रोटेशन चालू है APG का. अल्फा गेमिंग APG वर्सेस REG.
High namesakes.
हो सकती है फाइट, हो गई समझो. ऑलमोस्ट गिराया. अरे कवर फायर आ गया दूर से, भाग गया रे साइलेस. क्या कवर फायर था बे. हो गई फाइट APG वर्सेस REG. ओ फॉल बैक कर दिया APG और गया टॉप.
Good arc on it, but they've already got away from it. Gaming. Don't imagine that they're going to want to push this too hard. Don't need to press the issue just yet. But on the other side,
ले लो बे, फाइट ले लो.
Something here. If Ziol gets a little bit too big for his boots, then I wouldn't blame him. But he does back up.
फाइट लेना चाहिए. आई थिंक सो मजा आएगा, इंटरेस्टिंग तो लगेगा थोड़ा. फाइट लेंगे तो ही मजा आएगा गाइस.
Still taking more shots here. Reefus even taking shots to the face as he gets inside the vehicle. Again, good stuff from Magnum Kaya. I mean, they're kind of low on ammo, etc., but they're making sure to take shots towards the vehicles whilst they can. Even that Dacia starts to smoke a little bit now too.
too smoky there. So like he has to hop out. Reckon Kai with a lot of control over.
अरे नाइस ओजी लव यू यार.
moving in around them.
अब सर्कल देखो कहाँ जाता है. अरे
On that west side, you've got all the teams out there looking for a slice of it, but that is a big shift.
ये फर्स्ट डे का सेकंड मैच जो था एंगल का वैसे ही सर्कल बना है इस पानी के अंदर.
From the compounds at the top
वैसे ही
of the
सेम
hill
सर्कल बना
of
है.
the Roshok bridges.
Yeah, that's any
ओजी की फाइट हो सकती है टीटी से.
It is a little bit tough to hold sometimes with teams bearing down upon you from that north side. But
ओजी सीधा निकल जाएगी मेरे को लग रहा है A7 के ऊपर से.
I think they just need to not get too distracted by that southern bridge. Because I think that's a trap that a lot of teams.
अब होएगी फाइट गाइस. स्टेज 3 आने वाला है ना. सॉरी 2 हो गया. स्टेज 3 आने वाला है.
Probably by GS. So I think for R8, they've got a strong position right now. Just hold on to it for the time being. But it is a hard shift over towards the western side. And teams like VP, OG, PK, we're all going to suffer because of this.
Kai having a tough time against Joker on the spray down.
ओ अल्फा ने गिरा. ये और आरईजी की फाइट अल्फा की फाइट हो रही है गाइस.
Play these bridge splits quite effectively, but they haven't managed to get anyone across the river just yet. Maybe have to go.
रियोल भाई ने नॉक एंड फिनिश किया.
Able to manage it. In the meantime, Alpha Gaming.
देख रहे हो आया फिनिश किया उठाया इसको और लेके गया. ए कवर फायर दे कवर फायर दे.
Tough time of things against our one of our well, we could
मेरे को लग रहा है एपीजी वाले ना आ जाएंगे टॉप 10 तक तो आ ही जाएंगे.
It really is. But I think that we
एक अच्छा गेम कन्वर्ट किया ना आ गया टॉप 10.
I don't think it's unnecessary to keep saying that this is a prank at this point, which is sad. It is definitely sad to say, but we'll just have to hope that they come back stronger in the group stage. And if that's not the case, well, it just wasn't meant to be.
OG versus Alpha 7.
teams have made their way up.
OG versus Alpha 7 A7.
Over the top.
AK भाई तू कहाँ चलेगा देख रहे हो. एक आतंकी भाई. अरे पाजी पाजी यार पाजी सीधा ही क्यों चले जाते हो. क्या मारा रे ऑब्सक्योर ने लेकिन अपना एक लौंडा गया यार. पाजी थोड़ा पैनिक हो जा रहे क्या तुम.
Shot to take as well from Obscure, like some long distance on that one. So a very good pickup there. I think OG gets a little bit unlucky with. I think that rotate was kind of fine with the boys from A7 still on their rotate. I think OG's like, well, at this point.
Gig versus Kara.
But for Obscure to hit that shot, I think that's like that happens only a few times, and it has to come through a very good player. So very well played to him. OG's gonna have to try and go for a quick rotate over towards the north.
हाँ यार अपने ओजी वाले थोड़ा अनलकी हो जा रहे बे. क्या मालूम क्या हो रहा है. होप फॉर द बेस्ट बे. होप फॉर द बेस्ट. लेट्स गो होप फॉर द बेस्ट. लौंडे अच्छा गेम कन्वर्ट करे. दैट्स इट. इतना ही चाहिए और क्या चाहिए. कुछ नहीं चाहिए. गेम अच्छा कन्वर्ट होना चाहिए. समझ रहे तुम लोग. गेम अच्छा कन्वर्ट कर लिया ना बस हो गया. इनफ है.
No one really going to be able to approach them from their east side. That west side approach from the bridge is so tricky. Rekdom Kaya, they're going to give it a good go though before Thunder Talk have managed to go for the regroup. That approach from that south side is probably the only time where they'll find it.
Fight हो गई. Fight हो गई.
Maybe they'll just play in the shadow.
Yeah, potentially here, John. I think for Rekdom Kaya.
One people watching my stream. Thank you so much मेरी जान आने के लिए.
Shots over towards Thunder Talk, Wolves.
T फाइट हो रही.
Wolves able to pick up the Wizard Tower.
TT ना आ रही. TT वर्ष आ रही जी.
Two players alive for the Wolves.
साला कहाँ चढ़ गया.
Finish. Trying to play another bridge split.
लॉक्सी भाई को दे दिया किंग सिंह ने सिंह.
Surely they knew that was going to happen. Reckon Kaya now have to play on his 3.
Yeah, I think that Loxy knew that it was happening, which is why he was trying to cross back in towards the rest of his team. But Thunder Talk got there so quickly and set up so fast. I mean, the rest of the team is not even in position yet. This is an awkward circle, right? With Yaz Lake being over towards that northeast side and the river that splits in between, you know, it's very undecided where this is actually going to end up. So I think teams are struggling a little bit. I think I would prefer to be over towards the southeast side, though, just because it's where a lot of the field is. If you can pick up a position here early and it does shift down towards the southeast, you're going to have a much easier time.
Let's go Lord. No TT versus Kara.
You pushing over towards there is a little bit easier. There's more cover, more hillsides to work with.
नाइस
One of the sleeper positions here is
अभी
maybe
जस्ट बचा अभी
if you can get
सांस लेने भर के एचपी नहीं
a
उसको
little bit longer, I feel like you have access to both sides of the
ह्यूनबिन
river,
मार दे
where a lot of
ह्यूनबिन
other teams just won't. It looks like DXavier got to try and careen the remainder of their players down towards that position, but they are drawn short.
ह्यूनबिन बे डेंजर है
Shots
ह्यूनबिन
ringing out from Hyunbin and the rest of DRX as well, making that a very difficult escape for the rest of DXavier. Paragin trying to stay alive on that south edge. Kike on the northwest in the meantime with the blue zone pushing them in. Kara are their guards, and that is going to be a real tough approach. Regular Kai chiming into the backstop for DXavier. The other two a little bit closer to the river.
अरे अरे गई अपनी वो जी गई
G making their dash, trying to
कंपाउंड पहुंच जाओ कंपाउंड पहुंच जाओ अरे नाइस वन
the first salvo of bullets and they find
अरे रे बच जाओ बस
enough to regroup. There's already a knock, there's already a second as well. They desperately need to find some sort of cover, some sort of respite.
अरे
The shots
यार
coming out from every single direction around them. R8, Arena, you've got Kara as well who are going to be putting some pressure onto this one, and OG are having a real tough time of it on their
गए लौंडे अपने
not allowed in at any turn, and they will start to fall, start to crumble in the face of it. AKOP, the last to stand. Nobody quite making their way on through.
सिर्फ एक ही भाई बचे
Dealing the final blows.
वे क्या भसड़ हुई है भी ब्रिज क्रॉस करने में देख रहे हो गए आप जीरो एलिमिनेशन #16
But yeah, unfortunate stuff will go down as OG going out in 16th here.
शी यार
Be a good result for them.
0 पॉइंटर्स गेम गया बे
Arena somehow getting through on the hovercraft, giving themselves
रोटेशन में ही मर जाते बे अपने लौंडे
buttress to keep themselves nice and safe. Prop themselves up on. Kara moving over towards the lake because there's a lot of water in this final circle. Well, these final circles here, Blank. It is a real tough time. Keeps the whole lake in, but doesn't keep the far side of it in through the next zone, which makes it impossible to rotate around that way after the next maybe 30 seconds have elapsed.
It's kind of frustrating for Thunder Talk as well because they played this 2-2 split and it actually was such an insane play. I will say though, it was very, very greedy. But if it paid off, they would have both been able to move down towards.
Two people watching my stream. Thank you so much, Merijan.
Good game off the back of that. Now it's up to APG to move towards that north side and pick up that compound off them. But APG still doesn't really know whether there's only 2 players within that building. And it's likely something they'll think about doing a little bit later. They have to clear Mad Bulls as well on the southwest side. Carrot's still going strong, but only with 2 players also. This is a very, very rough circle to play. And this is exactly why I say that you kind of want to confirm down towards the southeast side. If you were already there, you didn't want to just because it is so
ID7 गिराया देख गिराया
teams to find purchases.
गिराया बच गया बे वो भी रिग्रेट फील कर रहा है यार शिट देख रहे हो लौंडे स्प्रे देख रहे हो
It's more important for GS really to be able to get through this one unscathed. Their score tally right now very much in the throes of it. R8 a little bit more secure, and they're already picking up points towards Wolves. Already more damage being done to the America's champions. GS going for a wide wrap out to the north now.
देखते कौन सी गड़बड़ करता है गाइस लेट्स गो
Get away from Kara, but they are heading straight towards Alpha 7.
अब फिर फाइट हुई
Alpha 7's position.
2 people still watching my stream. Thank you so much yaar. Thank you so much, means a lot. Love you.
There's some good shots initially from the vehicles as they pass by. They need to find one of them, break this train apart.
A7 versus
immediately pins need to be pulled here.
GS.
Can already find in the back line. These first
crazy बे 2 बंदे को नॉक कर दिया
Revo and Grisal holding their nerve in the face of the approach.
Oh गई GS Nice Alpha 7 आ गया Alpha 7 hashtag Alpha 7 आ जाएगी अभी ये मैच #5
but GS they try a wide wrap but it was not going to work. In the meantime plenty of damage being done around.
अभी भी 13 टीम बची है
Regnum Kai is it's actually a tough game to play.
ये भी सर्कल है, ये को अब चिकन कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा.
Still pick up and then R8 plays that position
अल्फा 7 फंस गई.
so much water in this one over towards that north side.
जोन के बाहर से ही एंट्री लेना पड़ेगा अल्फा 7.
Pretty good for them going forward. And no one is even thinking to look over towards Thundertalk.
Two people still watching my stream. Thank you so much, Merijan. Love you.
Which does give their position a little bit of defense going forward.
It's always good to be able to spike out a little bit.
APJ compound ले ली.
In those situations, it is a valuable asset. APG.
Let's see देखते हैं क्या सीन है क्या नहीं.
Very west borders of Yasnaya. It's a difficult rollout. You can see Doc is lining the vehicle up because they do know that they need to move fast on this next exit. The question is, where do they go, right? There's a couple of buildings further down the road. Arena are going to be very close to them, though, and it's going to be a difficult push to it. With Virtus Pro as well on the north. I mean, that is very, very dangerous ground.
भाई करीलो भाई बच गया. कारा के दो नॉक फिनिश भी हो गए. दो ही बचे कारा के. शिट यार ओजी. अरे रश डायरेक्ट आरेट रश. 2 नॉक 3 नॉक गई आरेट फिनिश. आरेट भी फ्री हो गई गाइस. एक ही बचा है. ये भी गया फूटा. अभी क्या बचा है वो गया फिनिश. आरेड गई. आरेड भी अच्छा 2 एलिमिनेशन.
And increasingly more effective, and I don't know why. I would much rather this team played on us 4, but yeah, it's such an odd one where the most times where we see DXAV doing well is when 2 of the players are dead. It makes no sense, yet it is working.
Regnum Kaya just love this river split style. We've seen it from a lot in the regionals. They are trying to enact it here. I mean, it's why Loxy was across the river in the first place to get taken down by Thundertalk.
DX versus DRX.
It seems like they're a little bit more entrenched now with Wild playing there.
APG versus Doc, Kara, REG. क्या फाइट. अब सिर्फ फाइट पे फाइट होएगी गाइस. क्रेजी फाइट हो गई बे. अबे अल्फा 7 गई. अल्फा 7 अब करीलो भाई गए. करीलो भाई करेला बना देंगे मार के. 2 people still watching my stream. Thank you Merijan. Thank you so much, means a lot. गए अब गए. करीलो भाई गए अब.
Unharmed. This Korea will get knocked. Bgmi made a long.
APG फॉर्म में आ गई लोंडो. APG सिर्फ किल्स पे किल्स लिए जा रही.
Difficult approach, but somehow Doc making that mad dash across the open Yas.
अबे TT की AJ की देख रो. हिली नहीं है ना. हिल भी नहीं है जरा सी.
But it gets the job done. Right? It does get the job. It does take down Lemon, right? Bit of collateral damage on his. I'm not sure how he took 99% and Lemon took.
अबे ये फोड़ो तो मतलब नहीं है ना.
That happens, you know. Looks like he's pretty bare.
गया फुड़िया बोला ना.
Will be a lot fuller than it is. That's the nade that'll do it. Final nail in the coffin on the south edge.
APG अगर चिकन कन्वर्ट कर ली भाई मजा आ जाएगा. APG अगर चिकन कन्वर्ट कर ली तो.
This is an opportunity. This is a big
ओ DRX
to put a lot of distance in.
DRX versus DX A7 REG. अरे
busted down to 1. Their east side shore out.
सब ब्रिज के नीचे.
Was dismantled by Kara. By a couple of other teams as well, but Kara have now fallen as well.
अल्फा 7 को 2 पॉइंट मिल सकता है गाइस.
More unknown here.
DRX, QXZ playing underneath. Regnum Kaya were picked to pieces. Only Wild left remaining, as per usual, as is customary.
गया है.
Bgmi still
बोला ना मेरे को मालूम था ये गेम खराब करेगा.
approach for them.
अरे टॉप गया. टॉप को नॉक कर दिया. एक फिनिश लेना है. बोल. अरे गया. अरे नाइस ग्रेनेड. ए लेकिन पड़ जाएगी इसको बोल से. नाइस ग्रेनेड बे. ए फुटा. अच्छा लिया बे. Top finish.
Coming through from Paragon and Levi's. They are doing a lot of work with the Xavier on this west side. They're up to 5 elims.
अबे टॉप नॉक फिनिश. नॉक हो रहा है फिर रिवाइव हो रहा है फिर नॉक हो रहा है.
This is what's happening for Xavier right now. I don't really understand it. I mean, the fact that they're in top 7 is wild to me.
अब शायद
But it's
पूरा
probably
कर
go
दिए.
down to just one
बोला
player
ना
as the
फिनिश कर
arena
दिए.
takes some very
600
big shots
damage.
towards them, and with Aragon down
अब
towards the south side,
अरे nice.
likely VP gets back up into the picture. Good step up.
DX
from
क्या
DRX.
खेली है बे,
Guys
क्या
get a separate
कंट्रोल है बे
angle.
इनका,
More shots from DX.
क्या पेशेंस लेवल है बे, क्या गेम प्लान है बे.
This initial nade that's going to come over the top here.
DX कब से यहाँ है बे. अब उन लोग सोचो ब्रिज क्रॉस भी कर लिए भाई, क्रेजी बे. DRX हेड्स ऑफ यू, गुड स्टेप अप बे. APG गई, APG गई, APG खत्म. बम ग्रेनेड से ही, बम से ही गाइस पूरा वाइप कर दिया इस. गॉड. DX लिव 600 डैमेज है बे. 2 people is still watching my stream. Thank you so much.
Terrible, honestly, and I think Mad Bulls wanted it, but the speed at which they were plucked out of this game was quite astonishing from the Mad Bulls, who finally are having a bit of a resurgence today. It's been slightly less impressive towards the start of the day, some points here and there, but nothing crazy. But from that spot, you have a lot of control over the rest of the lobby. You're mainly just worried about Aragon and E-Arena, but you control these roadsides very well, and as long as that's possible, you have a great game in your hands. They still have to hope for a southeast shift on this one, and then it's very likely to be a Mad Bulls win.
Certainly would seem that way. Let's see where the circle goes. It goes pretty central, Blank, which gives Mad Bulls, again, probably one of the better positions. They could still play on those roadsides. They could still play on those ridges out towards the fields, the cover that they've already established. And the teams over towards the west side, I mean, it's a question of who gets the chance to try and move out towards where Ulf are playing.
Xavier forced to drop down as many smokes as
Mad Bulls को क्या चांस है बे. Mad Bulls को इतना अच्छा, अरे मोर रश कर दिया DRX. क्या डिसीजन ले लिए, अरे नाइस. खत्म कर दिए DX को इन लोग ने. खत्म खत्म. अरे रे पीछे से फायर. क्या कॉन्फिडेंस बोलते बे. वेलकम टू इंटरनेशनल लॉबी गाइस, आ जाओ. अबे 2 स्क्वाड वाइप कर दिए बे इन लोग ने. आ गए लोग अभी, कितना हैशटैग 7 में आ गए. तो DX को पीछे करके DRX सोचो हैशटैग 15-14 पे थी, आ गए देखो हैशटैग 8. देखो इसको बोलते कमबैक, डे ऑफ कमबैक्स गाइस. हेड्स ऑफ दिस स्ट्रीम बे. स्टॉप DRX बे. देखते चिकन कौन कन्वर्ट करता है. ULF, Mad Bull, DRX, Wolves, या EA.
On that chicken dinner, but then they stepped up from there, and I mean, it's always nice to see an interview come through and them stick to the guns from what their plan was, which was to get a little bit more aggressive, understand the lobby a little bit better, and they certainly have done that here. Shots going through over towards Mormon, but this kind of cover is very difficult to deal with, and DRX will need to use.
Let's hope for the best guys.
Work their way down on this cliff.
अपनी टीम के लिए hope for the best next 2 मैचेस के लिए, मीरामार के लिए लोंडो सपोर्ट करो बे अपने लोंडो को.
Is pretty crazy, especially given the compound he was sat in. Seems to be prime real estate. Nobody really had the gumption though to go for it. He's been allowed to live for a little bit longer, despite obviously not having that many meds to his name. It is a tough time for Doran on that western edge. Next zone will pop on in. It goes very, very central again, and it keeps the Mad Bulls divots in. It keeps Ulf in too.
This is rough. I mean, this is the exact circle that no one really wanted. I think E-Arena and
मिनी मैप देखते गाइस, देखते कौन चिकन कन्वर्ट करता है. लेट्स गो. Mad Bull तो अभी जोन से बाहर है. ULF का एडवांटेज है. डाल ग्रेनेड, एक साथ एक ग्रेनेड में 2 को नॉक फिनिश कर सकते हैं बे. गया 1 फुटा, बोला ना 1 फुटा. क्या ग्रेनेड डाल रहे हैं बे, कितना प्यारा टाइमिंग है. फुट रहा है तो एक ना एक नॉक हो रहा है, दूसरा नॉक. अरे रे, अरे Mad Bull का बंदा तो देखो कैसा आया, वो लेमन करके.
Just making sure that Ulf are a little bit slower on it. There's that second nade, that third nade coming in through as well. Flip. Looks to try and back off the angle. Lemon draws attention. The res is necessary here for Mad Balls to make the move. Lemon doing a lot to distract here, but it seems like Scarface is dogging in his pursuit.
Gaya.
The nades will not stay away, and Pusher is burnt out. But it was a little bit a step too far as Joker able to land the shots to Scarface.
That is devastating for Mad Balls on this south side. Losing a player like that, it's really quite painful. Aaron's still up and available, taking some pod shots, but more nades pouring over the top as the arena starts to
DRX गई लग रहा.
one player in QXZ as the rest of the team attempts to crawl back over towards him for some emergency triage. Dorian
अरे यार.
in 5th place as Ulf remains up in this game.
Very nice. अबे एक ही बाकी मार दे हिंड नॉक आई थी. डाल ग्रेनेड नाइस फुटा बड़ू गया यही गया. अरे नाइस वन गया हिंड गया. बच गया. डाल मॉली डाल जो भी है वो डाल साले पे. गया फुट गया.
Putting pressure on Arena. But what's going on the south side, Black? Who's going to be able to take control of that roadside?
अच्छा उसको वो देखना आगे वाले को कैसा जाके पोजीशन बता रहे कि कहाँ है. मैं क्या ग्रेनेड डाल रहा है अभी. ग्रेनेड ही नहीं पूछ रहा. अच्छा लेट है ना. लेट के गाइस ज़्यादा एडवांटेज नहीं आता. ओ अब फुट जाएगा. पक्का फुट गया. बोला ना पक्का फुट गया. अबे मैडबुल से ये 1v1. मैडबुल का चिकन. लेट्स गो मैडबुल. अच्छा वो रिवाइव दे रहा था अपन में. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. थैंक यू सो मच गाइस. अभी स्ट्रीम एंड करता हूँ गाइस. आई एम गोइंग टू डूइंग समथिंग गाइस. थैंक यू सो मच जितने लोग भी आए गाइस. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने के लिए. बहुत शुक्रिया. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में गाइस. थैंक यू सो मच. मीन्स अ लॉट. लव यू ऑल. थैंक यू सो मच जितने लोग भी आए लाइव चैट पे. जितने लोग आए, जितने लोग ने लाइक किया स्ट्रीम को, जितने लोग ने वॉच पार्टी को लाइक किया. थैंक यू सो मच. मीन्स अ लॉट. लव यू ऑल. होप फॉर दी आवर टीम इंडिया टीम और ओंगिटॉन गेमिंग के लिए बहुत सपोर्ट करो गाइस. अपने लोंडो को पंप करो. एक अच्छा गेम आएगा ना टॉप 7 में अपन बने रहेंगे इंशाल्लाह. लेट्स गो. होप फॉर दी बेस्ट. बाय बाय गाइस. सी यू नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम गाइस. बाय बाय. लव यू ऑल. थैंक यू सो मच गाइस. अच्छे काम करो गाइस. लेट्स गो. बाय बाय. सी यू गाइस. लेट्स गो. समझ रहे कि नहीं लोंडो. समझो बे.